CNN Atlanta studios, Biden lost his train of thought. A Democrat Party strategist went as far as to call Biden a total disaster. A lot of politicians from the Democratic Party who were pressurizing Joe Biden, they were saying, that we will lose this election if you fight, because can you even take the rigors of such an election? He was trying to shake hands with a non-existent person. He called Zelensky Putin, and he called Kamala Harris Trump. Trump was shot while giving a speech in Pennsylvania. And I think this is where, like they say, this was the point of inflection. I have never seen this kind of divide in elections, even in India, where everybody goes all out, but nobody wishes death. Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. You're already aware that on 21st of July this year, President Joe Biden withdrew from his re-election campaign. And he was a Democratic face, he was part of the Democrat Party, and he was fighting elections against Donald Trump. But what happened was, there was a debate. You know all of this. You're aware of all of this. I'm just reiterating a few facts so we can get in motion the real intent of this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, his halting performance as the June 27th debate against Republican candidate Donald Trump, pushed even some of his closest allies to question whether he could endure a full campaign. Friends, Biden himself set the debate in motion after he told radio show host Howard Stern in April that he would debate Trump, despite worries from some of his Democratic allies that a debate might do little to improve his chances. It may even cast an unflattering light on him. Some Biden aides thought they had scored a coup in agreeing to a June debate. They worked with broadcaster CNN to shape the rules in what they thought was in their favor and agreed on May 15th to two debates, including the first on June 27th. An earlier debate would serve Biden well, some aides thought, convincing voters that there was no other anti-Trump option in the race, but also cushioning the blow of any mediocre performance by the president. Now, here's the thing, the Republicans have always said that CNN is sold out and the CNN will blindly try to say whatever the Democrats are trying to say. And the Democrats make the same charge against Fox News. They say that Fox is hardcore Republican. Now, the format, no audience to pump up Trump, first of all, no punchlines, no third-party candidates, moderators they could trust, and a mute button on the microphones. They thought this would favor Biden's style. Now what happens is, Joe Biden flew to Europe twice and to the West Coast over a 14-day period before taking just a few days to rest. Biden was tired and dragging by the end of travel, according to several people who observed him during this period. Biden and his aides headed to Camp David for a focused preparation session on June 21st, where they peppered Biden with details and then followed up with mock debates. June 27, CNN Atlanta studios, Biden lost his train of thought. His delivery, appearance and voice drew the immediate attention of people worldwide. There were millions and millions of people watching this debate live, and the first thought that occurred to them was Biden no longer had it in him. Biden was sick with a cold, as told by the Biden team officials. A Democrat Party strategist went as far as to call Biden a total disaster. Trump jabbed Biden for being incoherent. And now here's the fallout of that debate. Biden admitted his poor performance during the debate and even claimed that he nearly fell asleep on stage. Calls for Biden to step down would start in the hours after the debate. And senior Democrats and Biden allies also began to hint at changes. They said somebody else could fight. In fact, Barack Obama went so far as to say that, maybe somebody else should fight in place of Trump. Now, Obama did not say who, but there were a lot of congressmen, a lot of politicians from the Democratic Party who were pressurizing Joe Biden. They were saying, that we will lose this election if you fight, because can you even take the rigors of such an election? Trump is an aggressive guy. Trump likes to go all out. Trump doesn't stop. He's unstoppable. You know, he'll do anything at the end of the day to win. Biden is not that kind of a person. He's slightly laid back. Plus, memory loss. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I remember I watched a video, somebody sent me that video of Joe Biden trying to shake hands with somebody, except for the fact that there was no somebody in front. He was trying to shake hands with a non-existent person. He was waving to a non-existent crowd. Now, all these things do not give you a lot of confidence. So, former White House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, a longtime Biden ally, said it was legitimate to ask whether Biden's performance in Atlanta was an episode or a condition. More worrying to some Democrats, Biden said he could accept remaining in the race and losing to Trump. Now, you know, you don't make these kind of statements. You're going there to win. Either you don't fight the elections, say that you're leaving, don't fight. But if you fight, you don't talk about losing. Because there are so many people, it's not just Biden alone. There is an entire infrastructure there. There is an entire ecosystem that is saying, President Biden, we stand behind you. We're willing to fight to the last. And you've got to give, let me call them troops, because that is how you rally everybody in. You've got to give the troops hope. That is true leadership. Now, so friends, during the NATO summit, during the second week of July, Biden mixed up the names of his Vice President, Kamala Harris, and his Republican rival, Trump, and the names of the Ukrainian President, Zelensky, and Russian President, Vladimir Putin, whose countries are at war with each other. In fact, he called Zelensky Putin, and he called Kamala Harris Trump, right? Polls showed Biden trailing other Democrats in many of the key states and districts. Democrats need to win in November. Biden was unmoved, still believing he was the best candidate to face Trump. Then he could rebound from his setback as he has so many times done before. A view that was reinforced by a close circle of aides. Trump was shot while giving a speech in Pennsylvania. And I think this is where, like they say, this was the point of inflection. It wasn't that Trump was not ahead. But there were so many people sitting on the sidelines, so many people sitting on the fence. They didn't know whether they'd be voting for Biden or Trump. And then one fine day, a sniper decides to take a shot at Donald Trump at the nick of time. I think it was fate. Nothing but fate. Pure good luck. God's grace. Trump turns his head. And the bullet, grazes his ear. His face is blooded. And while the Secret Service, which is now under investigation by Homeland Security, by the way, and the head of the Secret Service is also under investigation, that lady, she's under investigation. Trump gets up in front of the television screens. He has his hands like this, right? And he's saying, fight, fight, fight. And the crowd goes crazy. And one thing, you see, friends, let me tell you something. I've disagreed with Trump so many times. So many times. There are many times I did not like what the man was saying. But that day I understood one thing. Nobody will ever blame Donald Trump for cowardice. He will never be called a coward because this man stood in front of bullets and he said, fight. He was unarmed. He was unarmed. He could have fallen down. He could have played the victim. He could have just gone. But he stood up there and he told the crowd, don't worry, I'm fine. Fight. Republicans spoke of divine providence, unifying around their candidate. Days later, Biden got COVID while campaigning in Nevada. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is how it ends, This is how this entire thing ends, where Joe Biden says, and anyway, America has never been so divided between the Republicans and the Democrats. In fact, the Democrats were almost saying, many Democrats were saying, we wish Trump had got shot. And many were saying that Trump has staged it himself, so on and so forth. I mean, I have never seen this kind of divide in elections, even in India, where everybody goes all out, but nobody wishes death on the other person. We have our boundaries, which forces me to question this American system of elections. More of that on another day, but, all said and done, Biden is out of the race, and I think Trump is the forerunner now. Kamala Harris needs, I think, 300 plus seats, or support from 300 plus seats to be considered a presidential candidate from the Democratic Party. And if she gets it, then let's see who wins. And if she wins the elections, she's going to be the second person of color and the first woman to have won this. However, her chances look thin and slim. Thank you for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.